I tried recording this before, and it was kind of a fail. This is a day at the barn, basically, with CCREVenting, so I'll leave a link to her channel down below, and you can go check out her, YouTube channel, yeah. So, ignore how potato I look. I got food poisoning a few days before this is first ride back, so I don't look pretty, and my stirrups are kind of like longer than I usually ride in, so it felt kind of weird for me, so that's why I look kind of weird. And we're just working on getting him in a constant collected gait, like trying to have constant contact with his head because he tries to point his head out. And my outside rein is kind of gonna look like that for a long time. Just ignore it. So here, that was a really pretty trot. You'll see I'm trotting around. This isn't all of my ride. That makes sense. But I didn't film my whole ride. I warmed him up about 15 minutes before I started filming. And you can see he just stretched right there. He looks really pretty until he drops down to a gate. Yeah. Good puppies. Right here, this next recording is going to be sped up because the video is too long, so I'm sorry if you can't understand anything. Are with the draw rig kind of setup, but I'm not using it to get her into a headset. I'm using it to get her to stretch down into the bit. I know it doesn't make sense to some of you folks, but that's just what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I'm not talking like I usually do, but I'm really bored and I got frustrated because my last few recordings weren't all that great. So I'm kind of making this interesting. I'm trying to make it interesting, but I'm sorry if you don't find this interesting. But basically, she doesn't know how to like communicate with the bit, basically, and she doesn't know how to. And so basically, the outside drawing you can see is pretty loose. There's a lot of slack in it. And then I'm using the lunge line that goes through her bit onto her girth as an inside rein, basically. And it's basically working as a half halt thing. Like half halt put pressure on, and once they yield to the pressure, you release, basically. Or it's just half halt, which I don't. Sometimes I understand, but sometimes I don't. So basically, I'll just put pressure or wiggle the rope a little bit. And if she goes down into the pressure, I'll release the pressure on the inside rein. And then this video, she doesn't look pretty consistent. You can see she's still like running around. She doesn't really understand what I want from her. But right there, that was really good stretch for her. These aren't like stretching, putting her nose into the ground. Not yet. But once she starts, just like Breeze, once she starts putting her head down, her back lifts, and she can actually move her hind end more freely. So that's basically what I'm using it for. I'm not using it to like yank her head back into a headset. I'm using it so I can build her back strength. So once we do start riding her, she'll have the muscle to hold a rider on her, and we're not hurting her. And you can see she just looked away right there. So I'll hit her butt. You always pay attention to me because I'm the center of her universe, not that horse out in the pasture. So basically, that's just what we did, and here we are again. I usually do this for about 3 to 5 minutes for a week or two, depending on how many days I get out to the barn, because I want it to be as consistent as possible. And then once I feel like she's good with that, I'll bump it up to 10 minutes each way, and then 15 minutes, and then I'll add 5 minutes. I'll add like 3 to 5 minutes of canter after the trot. You can see she's stretching a lot better right there, but she'll still like pull her head up and hollow her back. But right there, that was really good, but she decided, no, I told her to stop, never mind. That was really good, so I asked her to stop. And there's Elena with Shia and Midnight, and Shadow follows Shia everywhere she goes, so we don't have to put him on a lead rope. He'll just follow her. And he's a really old horse. He's like 32, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's Bailey being pretty. And there's Bailey being pretty again, and I'm just switching sides. I did not say that with the accent. Don't judge. I said again. Anyways, before I say again, I just switch sides, and then I'll start lunging her again. And I look really weird right here. Ignore that. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll just start lunging her and doing the same exact thing. Only you can stare at my pretty horse, because she's so pretty. She looks like a sport horse pony, and I love it. If only she would behave like one. Be a very docile. Like stop with her habits. Like if she didn't have the habits she had right now, she'd be an awesome sport horse, and I wouldn't have been able to buy her for as cheap as I did. So that's why I'm making my own sport horse right now, and for cheap. Actually, the training's not all that cheap. It's like, yeah, it's not cheap at all, but it's cheap. No, never mind. But basically, I would have to buy her for a lot more than I did right now if she was a sport horse when I bought her, but she was sold for cheap, and now I'm making my own little sport horse. Yes, I am. And basically this isn't as interesting as my other videos with her, because we're not doing any like desensitizing or working her mind as much as we usually do. We're basically just working her body and teaching her how to communicate with Bit and doing the exercises like I did in the beginning with her, because I needed to work on those. So stare at my pretty horse. Basically, this is just the same exercise that I was doing in the beginning, and you can see I still look really bad. So don't forget to check out CCREVenting's collab with me on her channel. I'll try to remember to link that down below. And yeah, see ya later. Just watch the rest of my video, guys. Bye.